May 2022, and this is the first part of our road trip. Hi, this is Janet, and I'm Sly. Back in 2016, we both decided it was time to stop working, buy an RV, and start traveling the country and the world. And once the RV was pretty much the way we wanted it, we started our travels, and we've been doing it ever since. So join us as we explore this country and the world, and maybe we can even meet up with some of you along the way. For this road trip, we're taking the Jeep. Yep, we're leaving the RV behind at Kathy's house in Andalusia, Alabama. This trip is all about visiting family, and there is no point in hauling the big old RV when we can just drive. Our first day drive was quick because it did not take long at all before we hit Georgia, and then Atlanta. Atlanta always slows you down, but when you get out of it, it doesn't take that long to get to South Carolina, and after that, poof, we're in North Carolina, and this is where we're spending our first night, just north of Charlotte. Well, it might be late afternoon, and we might have a long drive ahead of us tomorrow, but that doesn't mean that we can't come up with enough time to stop at our favorite little wine bar, which is the Cottage on Lake Norman. Before Janet and I retired, we used to live in this area, and this was our hangout spot. So of course, we had to come back and say hi. We stopped just long enough to have a bottle of wine because the next day we left our hotel and headed on up to Virginia. We are headed to Smithfield, Virginia, to visit one of my oldest and bestest friends, Russ and Diane. I knew Russ from back in the old Air Force days, and then later on I met Diane. So of course, when we got up there, first shot was a nice little brewery. We're only here tonight, one full day tomorrow, and then we have to leave. So we're packing in a lot of fun. So after the brewery, the following day it was down to the yacht club for yet another round of beer and some good snacks and a lot of fun with friends. Unfortunately, our stay here was short, and the fun we had made it seem even shorter. But the next day, it was time to take off because now we're trying to get to our next stop, which first takes us through West Virginia and then into Maryland. Maryland was kind of cool because I don't think we were in Maryland for more than maybe 10 or 15 minutes before we found ourselves out of Maryland and into Pennsylvania. Today was a long drive, and I think most of it was in Pennsylvania. But eventually, we were out of Pennsylvania and finally into Ohio. We're here in Ohio to visit my mom, my dad, and my sisters, and of course, the wineries. Pretty much all of my family enjoys the winery, so when we got in, our first stop was just a short drive down the road to Ferrante Winery, where we all enjoyed a couple of bottles of wine and some good snacks and a lot of catch-up conversation. We packed a lot of fun into this first weekend because my sister actually doesn't live up here. She lives down in Pennsylvania, but she took the big long 3-hour drive to get up here and help celebrate our return to Ohio. It was good to see her, and of course the rest of my family, and just enjoy spending some time with them again. And of course the next day, we continued our fun by heading on up to a speakeasy. Janet and I found speakeasies in Vegas, and of course we had to try out this one here in Cleveland. So you walk up the stairs and you see this bookcase. You walk up closer and you see this one book. If you open it, you push a button and the door opens and you get access to the speakeasy itself. Although not themed as a Prohibition-era speakeasy, the speakeasy itself was nevertheless really fun, and we had a good time here with my sister Bernie and her daughter Tori, along with her husband Zach. We had a great time drinking bourbons and whiskeys and craft cocktails and just enjoying the nice comfy sofas and chairs that they had for us to sit in. The atmosphere in this place was nice. It was nice and quiet with background music just loud enough to break the silence but not so loud as to disrupt any conversations. The place itself wasn't very large. Maybe it could hold 40-50 people, but that's a big maybe. Again, small, intimate, and comfortable. And you wouldn't know it's a speakeasy from the outside because it looks just like a plain old house. So, very cool. We had a great time. And with that fun night, we end the end of our first week here in Cleveland. We've been in this part of the country before, and we will be again because family, and it's important to visit family whenever you can. And although this time we didn't go out and explore a lot of new places, we did go see at least a few places, and of course, if you look down in the description below, you'll find a link to those few places, and hopefully, you'll enjoy them. We hope you've enjoyed this video. And both Janet and I hope that you'll join us as we continue to explore this stop.